Hi, I'm Doug. Welcome to Wapsi Weaving. Today I'm going to give you a tour of our studio. We'll start with describing and telling you which some of our looms are. First, we have an 8-shaft Leclerc that we're making some towels on with a pinwheel pattern. Next is a shacked 36-inch 4-shaft we're using for towels. Right now there's some 8-2 cotton towels on. These are some of our smaller looms, smaller floor looms. We have 2 baby wolves, a Hammond, which probably has an interesting history. It's such a small design. It's so narrow that we're not sure what it was made for. Best we can tell, it might have been used in an old upholstery studio. Next we have a Sabina folding loom. We're using this for towels or placemats. This is a Harrisville 4-shaft, Harrisville design 4-shaft. This is an 8-shaft Kucinich. This was literally a barn find, just on a barn, just on the edge of Central City. Had been rained on. Some of the wood had been started to dry rot. A little sandpaper, a new varnish, and it's as good as new. One of the volunteers that helps us is currently making a kilt on it with some of her hand-dyed yarn. Next we have a 24-shaft AVL, currently set up with a mechanical dobby. Currently only utilizing 8 shafts. Big sectional beam in back. Sandpaper front beam. You don't have to tie on, you can just wrap around the sandpaper and it'll grab. Fly shuttle. Currently making some towels. About ready for a new warp. I have to figure out what we're going to put on this next. This row over here is primarily our rug looms. These first 3 are unions. Then there's an Orco, which is a copy of a union. And then on the end is a Newcomb Studio that's stamped as Sears and Roebuck. But these are all set up, warped, and ready to go for classes. We run classes on every Saturday. They're set up, warped, and you just come in and weave out a rug. The unions are all just 2 shaft, 2 treadles. This Orco is a 4-shaft, but we still have it set up for ease of use with just 2 treadles. This is the Sears and Roebuck Fairloom. Also just set up with 2 treadles. Has 6 treadles. We only tie up 2 is just a plain weave. And these are all sectional beams, where we try to put on 70 to 90 yards, so we do less warping and can just crank out a whole bunch of rugs on them. And then in the back room, we have our tabletops. These are set up to easier to use. We put our less experienced weavers on here, usually making some runners. And this will be hand towels. This is a Kucinich that was kind of designed as a bigger loom that you could make rugs on. If you're in a wheelchair or don't have the ability to use treadles, you can use the hand levers on top. And a rigid heddle. And a sewing machine. And 2 more lever looms, tabletop lever looms. And then we have our supplies. We have on the bottom shelf, we have all of our core spun. We have a lot of this is from our own sheep. Some of it's purchased. There's some dyed, a lot of natural. And then we have balls of, most of all this is just cotton fabric. Spool winder. And this side is mostly rug selvage. We purchased about 250 pounds of rug selvage from a mill in the UK and had it shipped over. These are really popular for people coming in to make rugs. Some of this is from Amana, a woolen mill in Amana. We get some of this from Ability Weavers. We have t-shirt balls. We have our warping board. And these are some of the materials that we've woven that we've turned into goods for people to buy. We have handbags that are made out of our woven material that we work with a gal out of Chicago called Daisy Bags that makes these for us. We make coasters. Here's some of our towels. Some trees. We've Mod Podged some of our fabrics just onto some pots. And then all of our rugs are hanging around the top. As well as 8/2 and 8/4 cotton yarn. These are all of our leftovers that we use for our own supply. The new 8/2 and 8/4s for sale. Here's some of our smaller runners or placemats. Also building up our spinning wheel collection. Traditional Ashford, a Reeves, a Shacked Matchless, and a Cherry Shacked Ladybug. And then we have a little back room. More supplies. This is our latest. This is all of our core spun out of our sheep. Wide variety of weaving yarns. And then one more loom. We have a 60-inch Clamacra that we're still working on getting warped up. And And this back room is what we call our artisan's nook. We have several people that come in and provide items that they make from the area that they sell. Got hand soaps and lotions. We have some artists. A gal that makes pottery. Some of our knitters are selling their hats and gloves and scarves. More of our towels, or more of our rugs. And then we do have some of our yarn for sale. Some of this is from our sheep. Got some of our Teeswaters and Cordell, Jacob, and CVMs. We carry some from Utopia. We carry some from Fiber Curio and Sundries from Ellen's Cornbutt. And we have some alpacas. We have a woodworker. And some of our hand towels, kitchen towels. We do have a bathroom on premises. We do have a little kitchenette as well. If I didn't say yet, this was an old schoolhouse built in Lynn County, Iowa back in the 1850s. It was moved once across the river back in the early 1900s, which would have been an interesting feat to see. But it has been here for over 100 years in this spot. It's just an interesting building and works out really well for our studio. So we hope to have you come in and see us sometime. Thanks.